I don't know about you, but I love a good hack. I'm always trying to find ways to work smarter, not harder. I'm going to show you 10 hacks that I've got for you that will hopefully improve your life, make it easier, and maybe solve a couple of problems. So let's get started. Straight out of the gate, I wanted to share with you a hack that absolutely blew my mind. I dedicated a whole video many moons ago. I took the time to literally paint my grout to get it looking fresh and new again. It did work, it was a ton of work, and it didn't hold up over time. All you're gonna need for this hack is some toilet bowl cleaner. This is the one that I'm gonna be using. All you're gonna do is squeeze it over the grout line. Let it sit for like 10 seconds. It doesn't take much. And then just take some kind of brush. You could take a toothbrush or like some kind of scrubby brush, scrub it, and then wipe it away. Probably a good mop down would be in order after you've done this. Now you'll notice as I'm cleaning this tile that I'm only doing a small section for demonstration purposes, and that's because this is a perfect project for my sons to do this weekend. You are going to be totally blown away at the results of this. I can't even believe how well it works. This is all you need. It will get your grout looking brand spanking new, and it will save you a ton of money and effort, and I hope that you enjoy this hack. If you see the DIY dolly walking around in the background, I apologize. She just wants to hang out with mom. When I made over this living room, we purchased a sectional that was used in like new condition. It was a designer sectional, originally retailed for around $3,500, and we got it for $900. So it was such a good deal. But now after using it for 9 months, we are getting a few areas that are starting to get some peeling and some balls. And it kind of makes this otherwise fantastic sectional look a little bit worn and tired. I'm going to show you how easy it is to solve fabric peeling issues and make your sofa and sectional look brand new. This is a very inexpensive device. You can get it for about $12. It's like basically a razor for your sofa. You just turn it on and then you shave off all of the little peeling spots. It will get your piece of upholstery back to looking brand new. Look at that, it's brand spanking new. Dolly is all tuckered out from her bath. For my next hack, I'm going to tell you how to repair a big hole in your wall. What do you do if you have a massive hole and nothing behind it? This happened to me recently, and here's what you need to know. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the outside of that is kind of square. Then you're going to get yourself a piece of lumber, any kind of piece of wood that will fit behind it, because you need something to attach it to that's going to make it kind of nice and sturdy. So the first thing you're going to do is slide the piece of lumber through this bigger hole, and then you're going to take some drywall screws and screw it into either side of the hole. Now this could be up and down, it could be right to left. This is just going to give it a little bit more staying power, if you will. Once you get that fished through the hole and screwed on, then you can take another piece of drywall that's the same thickness as your original drywall, and you are going to cut it to the dimensions of your hole, and make sure it's fairly snug. Then once you've got it in there, you're going to put another screw into the piece of wood, and that will just make that hole much stronger. Then if you can find a patch that has the mesh that fits right over the top of it, I would just go ahead and use that. So now that we've got some sort of patch or mesh tape over the edges of your repair, you're going to take some joint compound and really fill it in and try to make it nice and even. And then you're gonna let that fully dry. Then you're gonna go back in and sand it down to smooth. Now, if you have like an orange peel texture, you're gonna want to kind of even out that texture. Now, they do make these spray cans where you can just spray on a little orange peel texture. Just make sure you lay something down underneath to catch any overspray, and then you're gonna let that fully dry. Then after that, it's as simple as just painting over it, and you would never know that there was a giant hole in the wall. I've had to repair them from toilet paper holders to towel bars. You will know how to fix it, make it look like nothing ever happened. So for my next hack, this has been something that I have been preaching for years on this channel, but been practicing myself for probably a decade. It's such a great technique to prevent paint bleeding. I have a tutorial on here, and I'll link it below, on how to make perfect stripes. If you're striping any project, there is a trick to it, and it's as simple as painting an underneath color. Once that's dry, you tape off what you're gonna tape off, and then you paint the original color over the tape line and let that dry, and then you put your new color. And the reason this works is because when it bleeds, it will bleed the original color. So this works on striping your walls. This works on getting any kind of paint line that you want to be super crisp and clean. It also works really great if you have a vinyl stencil. Now, what do you do if it's like a stained surface underneath? What I would recommend is you could either use a polyurethane, or what I've been using is Mod Podge layer. When it bleeds clear, and do whatever sheen that's underneath it. It will create a barrier once it's dry, so it will help to prevent bleeding. This is a hack that I have used for at least a decade, maybe more, and I'm always preaching on my channel. I hope that it's helpful to you. This next hack is for all you moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, whatever. If you're around kids, there is a chance that you are going to need this hack. And that is how to get permanent marker out of a carpet. I have actually had this happen with my oldest daughter, and she was very artistic and took her art out on my walls and my carpet. Now, back then I did not have this wonderful hack, and so I hope this helps you. So I got a piece of carpet to just kind of demonstrate this for you, and it will blow your mind how easy it is. This is a little nod to my big fat Greek wedding, because you're gonna clean it with some Windex. I know it sounds crazy, but you spray it on there really good. The sooner the better. Obviously, you don't want it set in too long. You are going to take a white paper towel and just keep working on it until it is fully removed. Like I said, I wish I had this back when I had my very mischievous little Molly. Just an FYI, if you get it on tile or linoleum, rubbing alcohol will also hopefully get it out of that. While we're on the topic of Sharpies, they're not always bad. They're bad on your floors, bad on your carpets, but they can also be really handy. So my next hack is just a little designer hack. Sometimes you get like a frame or a piece of furniture and it has a little nick in it, and it kind of exposes some raw wood. Now, as long as it's black or kind of like a darker wood, you can get away with using a Sharpie. Even like some lighter woods, you can just use a different color Sharpie and use this little hack on it as well. So if you have a nick, just take your Sharpie, kind of fill it in, and then kind of overlap it a little bit, and have a paper towel handy, and you can kind of just rub around the edges to kind of buff it out a little bit, and you will never know that there was a nick. So that's just a really quick, easy hack that works. I've used this on my cabinets, I've used this on furniture, I've used it on picture frames. It is a very well-known designer hack, so I hope that it helps you. Now, most of us own an iron or a curling iron or something that has a cord that you're not quite sure what to do with. Do you use a rubber band to hold it in place? Sometimes you just kind of wrap it around and it gets all twisted. Well, my next hack I have been using for many, many years, and it is so simple, and all you need is an empty toilet paper holder. I use these all the time to hold up those loose cords. Now, if this is not very aesthetic for you, which I totally get, just zhuzh it up a little bit with some contact paper. You could also cover it with fabric or whatnot, so it's not so unattractive. And all you do is fold up the cord, slide this on, it holds it in place. Amazing. And it was super cheap, super easy. And I hope that little hack helps you. I don't know about you, but it seems like lately I have been having to stitch on a whole bunch of buttons. On shirts, it doesn't seem like they are sewing those buttons on very good anymore. So for this next hack, it's super easy. It's just meant to help prevent you from doing extra sewing that you don't have time for. So all we're gonna do is take the shirt with the buttons on it, and then we're gonna just take clear nail polish and do a little dab on each button, let it dry, and that is almost acting a little bit like another product that I like to use, which is Fray Check, but it's super cheap, super easy, and hopefully it will help prevent any unnecessary sewing. So for my next hack, I dedicated pretty much an entire video to this one, but I'm gonna try to condense it down for you. If you want more detail on it, I will link the episode in the description box below. What it is sometimes you have your cabinets looking really tired, really dingy, and you're almost like, man, these are looking so bad, I think I'm gonna have to paint or refinish them or something. Well, don't do this hack first. What your cabinets really need probably is a very good scrub down. And who has time or the arm power to scrub down an entire kitchen cabinet, especially when you don't have to? So in this episode, I found the most awesome tool and cleaning system. You spray on some cleaner and then you attach this brush to your drill, and it does all the scrubbing for you, and it doesn't scratch up your cabinets. It's really amazing. So you just spray, 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 squeeze the drill. Go up and down, clean it really good, and then wipe it down with a nice microfiber cloth. Once you've done this, you can go over the top of it using a nice cabinet cream. It gives it a nice shine and a new protective finish. And that is the Cliff Notes version on how to do it, but you really have the ability to transform your kitchen, make the cabinets look brand new, and all you need was a simple attachment that you attach to your drill, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. How awesome is that? And I hope that tip helps you. Do you have a dark room that's desperately in need of some additional lighting? In this living room that I'm sitting in right now, when we made it over, it was pretty dark and not very bright at all. So when I added the cabinets behind me, I took advantage of the fact that I was covering up this wall, but I didn't want to pay an electrician to come wire new electrical lighting for me. I came up with a more cost-effective way. Now hang with me. I know not everybody's going to install like cabinets that you can hide this from, but this hack will work in so many different ways. So what I ended up doing is I bumped out my wall the width of a 2x3 stud and created a little hollow opening behind my cabinets, and then I covered it up with shiplap and all of that. Then I drilled a hole as if I was going to hardwire a light in there, but I didn't. I had these light fixtures where I just dropped the cord down the hollow wall and I plugged them into some special plugs. And these special plugs come with a little remote like this, and it also has a magnet that you can magnet it onto the wall, but you can turn it on and off by using this, and it's as if I hardwired lights. How awesome is that? If you ever have the opportunity, maybe you're hanging some beadboard or shiplap, maybe you just bump out your wall and it gives you the opportunity to have additional lighting, and having these two lights really brightened up this space. Before it was really dark and dank, and now it's so much brighter. Well, that's it for my hacks for you today. If you have an amazing hack that you want to share with me, let me know in the comment section below, and maybe I'll feature it on an upcoming episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button right there. It's super easy to do, and I would love it if you joined the DIY Niner family. And to all of my DIY Niners, I just want to remind you that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.